So this is the screen that you will be seeing once you have finished downloading the content. I have not touched anything yet, so let's go. Let's press start and see what the game has to offer. So once you first enter the game will give you a whole bunch of different things, including UR tickets, gems, a lot of gems, and depending on when you start playing the game, you will get different stuff. So for example, now we get the 7th anniversary ticket stuff, so we get these free card packs, but depending on the time you will get more or less rewards, depending on how many events are going on. Anyway, once you've gotten everything, you can collect the stuff from the gift box. 3k gems is pretty sufficient, I think. And also, yeah, you can't really get some of this stuff yet. For now, you have to kind of go to the missions and go to stage 4, and that's when you can actually get the card tickets. So we will do that right now because it has been completed as soon as we enter. So we can just get the rewards, and then now we can actually get the card tickets. And also this is where the Duel quizzes unlock, and that used to be a really good feature because you can get a lot of gems, but now they're kind of removed, so that's kind of unfortunate, but it's fine. We can still work with what we have. 3k gems is probably enough for what we are going to do. So now we can actually get the card tickets, which is really nice. And then some items need to be collected individually. For example, the skills and the card packs. So we can also just manually collect each one of them. So currently, there is an event going on for the 25th anniversary of Yu-Gi-Oh! In general, which happens in both Duel Links and Master Duel if you play that game, which I'm pretty sure if we go to the menu, you can basically enter a friend code that you can get from a new player or a returning player, and then you can get free stuff. For Duel Links, you get this free starter deck, which is really good. To be honest, it is good enough to actually carry you through ranked, and also basically every single PvE matches. But for the tutorial, I will assume that this event is over and you can't use it, or maybe you can't find a friend to enter the code for you, so I will not be relying on the deck that you get for free using this campaign, but I was still gonna get it anyway, just to show you how it works. So basically, you can enter this screen, and it works until March 31st, and you can enter an invitation code. And if you do, you get one structure deck for the first one, and then for the second and third, you get gems until you go all the way to 5. Okay, so for example, now I've entered someone's code, and you will get some gems, which is nice, and also a starter deck, which is actually good. So yeah, you will be getting the gems and structure deck in your gift box, and then you can actually start playing the game using this starter deck. You don't have to even change anything from this starter deck, like you can just use it as is, but we will not be using this deck, as I said, because the event might be over when you watch this video. For other players, if you don't have the event going on and you can't get the free Blue Eyes stuff, you're probably gonna have to go and get a starter deck from one of the boxes or structure decks. So there are two main ways of going for things. So if you have a deck that you really like already, or if you have played a card game before and you already have your favorite deck, and you just want to go straight into it and get the cards that you want, you will probably want to get a really cheap structure deck for the time being before you get all the cards you need, so you can use the structure deck to basically play through the game, unlock stages and missions until you get enough gems to get the stuff that you want. And for that case, you're going to go all the way down to this a Red Eye structure deck, which is still very good for new players even to this day. Look how old it is. It's 5 years ago. This structure deck is 5 years ago. So anyway, this deck, the one good thing about this structure deck is that it's 500 gems, and for modern structure decks, it's usually 1,000 gems because Konami really wants more gems. So it is nice that this structure deck is a lot cheaper than the usual ones. And also because you already get free red eyes from Joey's starter deck, you can basically just buy a copy of this structure deck and then exchange some other cards with the tickets, and that will make you a fully functional red eyes deck. But I have done this method a lot of times in my past new player videos already, and you can check those out if you want to go with that method of starting the game. So I will not do that right now because I want to actually get a deck from boxes instead for this tutorial. So yeah, if you want to check out the Red Eyes new player deck and what you should get for the deck, you can go to the description, there's a video. Okay, so instead of getting the Red Eye structure deck, we are going to get a mini box, which you can go from boxes, and we'll go speed, because this is a speed duel tutorial. We'll go to down to World of Varian. That's the box. So basically there are two types of boxes, two main types of boxes that you can get in Duel Links. There are the mini boxes, which have 100 packs, and main boxes, which have 180 packs, which I can show you right now. So these boxes have different sizes. As you can see, this has 80 more packs. There are more cards, but that also means that it is less likely that you get the cards that you actually want. So for new players, I really recommend you get a new mini box instead of a new main box. So this is the box that we will be getting for this tutorial, and the deck that we want to build is Tenyi. So Tenyi's is a really good deck. It is tier 2 currently, and even without the expensive stuff, you can still build a pretty playable Tenyi deck just by having the low rarity Tenyis, which you can get pretty easily. And the boss monster is also a rare card, so you can get those pretty easily. And even if you don't have free copies of the expensive Tenyi stuff, the deck is still really playable because we have low rarity spells that actually get you to the cards that you actually need. But first, before you actually buy the packs from this box, there is one bundle that actually gives you a really important card in this deck, which you can go to specials and then go to bundles. And one of the bundles gives you the boss monster of this deck, which is a Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. And you can get it by 950 gems. Let me go find it. Okay, it's there. So by buying this bundle, you not only get the card, you also get 17 packs from the newest box in the game. So it's not going to be the same box that we are going to open later, but because this bundle gives us the boss monster, we are going to get it anyway. Yeah, we will get some unrelated stuff because that is from the newest box currently, but what matters is that we get the boss monster for the deck that we actually want to play. So for now, we'll just go leave the bundle screen and go back to the box. World of Varian, and then we will just open a few packs and see what we get. So we have about 50 packs left that we can use on this box. So yeah, let's just open a bunch of packs and see if we can build the deck. Okay, so we have opened all of the packs that we could open with the gems that we have, and currently we have most of the stuff that we need. We are missing one really important card, but it should be fine for the time being. You will probably get more gems as you play through the stages, and you can get the remaining cards pretty easily. Another way you can actually start, instead of getting the red eyes or playing Tenyis, is to get the deck build box. So you can go to specials, and then go to deck build box Wild Spirit. Don't go to Midnight Terror. This box sucks. So go to Wild Spirit. This is a much better box, and there are 3 decks that you can get from this box that are really cheap. As you can see, this is even smaller than a mini box. It only has 50 packs, which is half the size of a mini box. And if you play this game as a new player, you will have enough gems to go through the entire box and get every single card at least one time in this box. So there is less RNG involved in this box because you can get every single card at least once. So if you don't like to play with chances that much, you can go and buy this box. This box offers 3 decks. 2 of them are good, 1 of them is kind of meh, but it's fine. It's still way better than the starter deck you get from Yabi Yugi. Okay, the first one, which is the best one, is Lunar Light. Lunar Light is not a tiered deck. None of the decks in this box are tiered, unlike Tenyi, but they are still pretty good in their own respective areas. So Lunar Light is a fusion-based deck focused on making big fusion monsters with a bunch of protection. So most new players cannot beat a monster that you make using Lunar Light fusion. And you can basically just play through low ranked just by having these really strong fusion monsters on your field. The next is Bujins. Bujins are a deck focused on having monsters activate their effects from their hand and graveyard. As kind of protect the castle type playstyle, you'll have one really big Bujin monster, typically an Xyz like Amaterasu or Susanoo. These cards will be your main boss monsters, and you will be protecting it with all of the other monsters that you have in your hand. That, for example, Crane doubles the attack, and also you can use stuff from your graveyard. For example, Centipede can banish itself to destroy a spell or trap your opponent controls. And the final one is going to be Fire Fist. It's not very good. It's complicated. It's bad. It's probably not that good for new players, so you can pretty much just ignore that for the time being. But for this tutorial, or for this walkthrough rather, I will not be buying this box. I'll be going for Tenyi's instead. Tenyi's is going to be better if you have more cards. As soon as you get multiple copies of the super rare and ultra rare Tenyi's, this will become a tiered deck, and it will be actually good to carry you all the way to King of Games with. So you're looking for multiple copies of Vishuddha, multiple Ashunas, multiple monks, and multiple shamans. Once you have at least 2 copies of each, this deck will be really good, and it can get you all the way to King of Games, which is the top of ranked. But even if you're not trying to get to the top of ranked, this deck is still really good for basically anything in this game. You can use it to clear missions, you can use it to clear events. So another good thing about this box that Tenyi's don't is that this box actually has multiple archetypes that are playable. So you can play Lunar Lights, Bujins, and Fire Fist, even though Fire Fist isn't very good. So even if you get bored with one deck, you can still play the other one, and you can still get all 3 of them in with pretty much all of your gems that you get from the new account. You don't have to get any additional gems. You can just get every single deck just by the free gems you get from logging in for the first day. For Tenyi's, it's a better deck in general, but the problem is that you can pretty much only play Tenyi's if you go buy this box. The other decks are not good at all. The only other deck that is remotely playable is Toons, but Toons have a problem in that their most important field spell, which is Toon Kingdom, requires you to get level 45 in one of the late game characters, which is Pegasus. And that requires a lot of grinding and a lot of playtime, so you will be having to play this game for a really long time until you actually get to play Toons in its entirety. So before you get that, you're pretty much stuck to only playing 10 years until you have enough gems to get another box. Another deck you maybe play is Blackluster Soldier, and you can get Legendary Swordsman from this box, but the other stuff like the original BLS you cannot get from that box either. So one of the stuff that you get from the login rewards when you first enter the game are skill tickets, which are tickets that you can go get from the gift box, exchange tickets, and you can basically choose any skill and unlock it for free. So usually, if you don't have skill tickets, you will have to basically play a whole bunch of games, and then when you win or lose games, you get rewards. If you win, you get more. If you lose, you get less. And then you will randomly get a chance for actually unlocking these skills for the characters. But that is a very tedious task, and it requires a lot of playing. So these skill tickets basically allow us to exchange them for free and just unlock it just like that. So what we're going to do is unlock a destiny draw, and that's the reason why I recommend starting off with Yugi instead of Kaiba, is because of this skill. So what you can do is you can exchange a skill, get destiny draw, and this skill is really good for a lot of new player decks, because what the skill does is that if your life points get below 2000, you can guarantee to draw any card that you want from your deck for your next draw. So you can just basically choose what you top deck with, and that's really good. That basically means that if you ever get into a situation where you don't draw your starters, if you don't have a way to play the game, you can let your opponent attack you for some attacks, and then once you get below 2000, you can actually choose what you draw for your next draw, and then you can actually get into a position where you can actually play the game. Okay, so there is one thing that a lot of new players miss. Even old players don't know about this. Not every single old player notices this, but if you go to information, and if you go to bingo missions, you actually get free stuff. And the game doesn't actually tell you. You have to kind of figure this out yourself. You have to go to information and find this bingo sheet yourself, and that kind of sucks. If you don't know about this, you're straight up missing on a lot of gems, and also the free skill that you get from the bingo sheet. So you can get those immediately, basically, and you also get the open 5 card packs one, and also enter the deck editor. You get those basically immediately. And then, as you can see, because we completed a line, we get free stuff as well. So, other than to complete the stage missions, you also aim to complete the bingo sheet, because you get a lot of gems from clearing the missions that way. So, a lot of them can be cleared just by playing the game, just by clearing stage missions. You will get those automatically. For example, summon 20 monsters, play 10 jewels, those can be completed as you play the game. But some of them will require you to actually do something that you won't do otherwise. For example, you need to obtain a card from the trader. So once you progress through the stages, you will unlock the card trader, which will appear right in front of the shop. And you can just trade one of the low rarity cards for like 1,000 gold, and you will be able to unlock that mission. And also, the bingo mission will tell you to use the auto deck build feature. Honestly, I don't really like the feature. It doesn't really help things too much. It helps you build a deck, technically, but you're much better off just going online and finding much better decks that people actually put effort into building. Because if you auto build a deck, the game kind of gets the deck information from random people who have the cards that you want to build with, and those decks are not always very good. So you're much better off just going online. But we'll just choose a random deck just so we can complete the mission. As you can see, the deck doesn't really play that good. So, Unmasked Dragon is not a very good card, but it will play it for us anyway. But yeah. So we could basically just leave without saving because we just needed to clear the mission. We don't actually need to build a new deck. And now, as you can see, we can actually get the bingo mission completed. So for now, that's basically it for the day 1 walkthrough. There's not too much else you can do in day 1 other than to wait for day 2 until you get more rewards such as the dream tickets, which are really good. For now, you can use the deck that you get from the starter gems to start playing through the stage missions and eventually unlocking ranked, and you can play that as well for even more gems. But for now, thanks for watching and I will see you in the next walkthrough. Bye bye!